We're joined by Andrew May and Dr. Nicola. Andrew May is considered one of Australia's leading speakers on human performance, resilience and leadership. Dr. Nicola is a registered clinical neuropsychologist. She's the author and neuroscience researcher with over 25 years of experience.
We want to welcome you to KPMG flight HoP 2022. In case of emergency, you'll find your oxygen mask will fall down from the centerfold in front of you. Nishlama, we were talking about this with your wonderful global team, that they do everything for everyone, but you sometimes don't put your oxygen mask on to the very end. 5 things we're going to talk about tonight. We've just had a crazy global experiment for 2.5 years. About 30 of you have done our burnout proof calculator. Nicola's going to talk about neuroscience and navigating change. Then we're going to look at some key factors to make you burnout proof. And Angela Poon, who's in the background, hey Ange, is going to share with you the digital resources that will help you embed some of this information. So what we haven't had, not just the last 2.5 years, but let's go back the last 5 to 10, and there's been no re. We're going to bring some reflection, we're going to bring some recovery, we're going to bring some of that recharge, because what we've lost is this scientific term called surge capacity, which is a natural drop in the system where everything restores and then we bounce back. So we've done a burnout proof calculator. Your score is 52. There's quite a large spread of exhaustion and accomplishment. Most people are feeling great and you're in that moderate risk. So you can see there's a few people up in that high risk. Nishlamu, I'm going to call you in as well. Hello, you've just popped up on screen. Well, what do you think when you look at this?
I must say I was relieved looking at this, because I think it's really important for the heads of people to be able to be well enough to look after other people. I also thought, while moderate risk is moderate, it's important to understand what it is that we can do to slide more towards the green as individuals, and how to spot when our colleagues are moving towards the red, and what we can do to help someone quickly enough instead of waiting.
Yeah.
So there are 3 things involved in burnout. There's our brain and our cognition and our behaviour. Life normally is like being on a German autobahn. The brain looks for patterns and makes connections, so we have firing circuits, and all we essentially do is think, start and stop, going fast, automatic with not thinking. The problem is we're in a lot of change, and that's tiring because it's not automatic. What we need to do is work out what is automatic and when we need to change. So the opposite of being on the autobahn, when we have to do things differently, is actually like walking on a goat track, right? You're going to fall off, you don't know where the holes are, you're going to slip, and it takes the sweet tea of neuroscience to manage change. Time, energy and attention. Eventually the goat track will become a new autobahn, and the problem is when we're stressed and tired, it's actually really hard to stay on the goat track.
We're going to burnout proof you. That's the 4th part of today as well. Dr. Tom Buckley and I, we looked at 5 key areas. Number 1 is purpose alignment. Number 2 is active recovery. 3 is restorative sleep. 4 is expanding your physiological capacity. And 5, no surprises here, it's social connectedness. What active recovery is 2 things. It's that psychological detachment Nicola was talking about. So you're switching off the brain. And the second thing we want is parasympathetic activation. Well, that's recovery. This is not active recovery. And a lot of us did this during COVID, didn't we? I'm going to have a glass of wine. A glass of wine becomes a bottle. Or you might have a crisp, cold, refreshing beer, becomes a 6-pack. What happens when you're drinking alcohol most nights and on your technology? You're keeping your body in sympathetic nervous system and your brain stays in beta. Pull back 1-2 drinks max. Anything more than that, you will be in a hungover state the next day. What micro recovery breaks are, is it's like the tennis player that bounces the ball in between points. In tennis, they give you 20 seconds in between games, and it's a drop in intensity. It's active recovery. Our male and female cricketers, they do gardening out in the middle of the pitch. Now, they don't need to do that because there's groundskeepers that roll the pitches with 3-ton rollers. And when I work in netball, the girls will balance or centre the ball before they shoot. And the research on this shows it improves adaptability, creativity, collaboration and productivity. I want to actually go through the mechanics of breathing or breath work. I want you to put your hands on your diaphragm. I'll get you to stand up for me, first of all, and just take 3 big breaths. And I want you to feel what your belly button does. So breathe in for me. and then breathe out. Proper breathing, side on it should look like this. When I take a breath in, my belly button should actually move out. And when I breathe out, my belly button will come in.
The number one thing is to put on your oxygen mask first. And I know that if I don't put my oxygen mask on first, I get irritable and I get impatient with my daughter and my husband. And then the last one, I really love this one, 10 minutes of joy each day. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. I find that being grateful for the really simple things in life, like a meal with my family, cuddling my daughter or my cats.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying KPMG HoP 2022. Before you get off this plane, before Paul does an official close, can you please let us know in the chat room, what's your biggest takeout been from today? Or what's your biggest learning?
Conscious effort is key. Be the difference we want to see. I love that, and love the box breathing. It really works. Lindsay, take micro recovery breaks and be in control of my own time. Maria, breathing exercises. T-Nyok has said that tips on active recovery are very useful. Marie Claire's breathing consciously. Ivana said put on your oxygen mask first before helping others. Dasha, thanks us for the session. Thanks, Dasha. Annika, micro breaks again. Agnesia, great session. Also retook a pro-pandemic decision to start on bees. Maheksha, focus on ourselves also, and thanks for a great session. Thank you. Annette says, starting the day with what I need. Thank you. Arturo says, many thanks for the invitation. Great session.
Thank you so much, Andrew, Dr. Nicola and Ange, for that great engaging session and all your wonderful tips. I think Marek said it kind of perfectly when he said, I feel nourished. I feel that emotional and spiritual nourishment from that session as well. We look forward to welcoming you back for future sessions as well.